welcome back to day 13 of Vlogmas. Had to think of the day then. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am going to be going out today. I have got therapy, and so I'll have to go into the local city centre for that. So yeah, we're going to go into the city centre. I've got to go to Primark and pick up something on behalf of my dad for someone for Christmas. Yeah, so I'm going to go and do that, and I want to have a little walk in Waterstones because there's a book that I wanted for Christmas, but I forgot to put it on my Christmas list, so I don't think anyone's got me it. Well, I know no one's got me it, but it's a bit too late to start asking for it now, so I'm going to go and pick it up myself. And I'll check when I'm in town, when I'm finished in Primark, whether Waterstones have got it, like the Waterstones local city centre have got it in stock. If they have, I'll go there and get it. The price is not too different from like Waterstones compared to online from what I've seen. So I'll actually go into the shop and get it because I do get a bit of discount with my loyalty card, and then obviously it adds up with a stamp. So anyway, day 12 of the My Yoni Corner Advent Calendar. Charlie is down here and he's very excited to see what it is. Oh, that is gorgeous. It's a bit like the one we had a few days ago, but this one I feel like more purples in it. That is gorgeous. Oh, that is pretty. That is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I'll be working on my advent calendar knit today because that is the most portable of my items, so I can work on it on a bus. And then we have the Twinings Everyday Tea as a little extra. So yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, for the past few days I have not been scaling these up. I'm gonna wait until I've used up most of the ones that I've already balled up, and then I will do another batch of like going through these and ball them up. So yeah, anyway, I better go because I better give these dogs some love and attention before I go away, before I go out for a few hours. So yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday.
Hi everyone, so it's now the next day. I did film a clip last night, but I went to go and transfer it onto the computer now to have it edit it and render the videos to render day 13 Vlogmas. But the last clip that I filmed, something happened where it just during the transfer process it basically just something's happened. It's not quite transferred over properly, and the software I use, like when I transfer it on my computer using like the Windows way of, like the Windows built-in way of doing it, I have the erase option on so I can save space on my phone, so it erased it off my phone when it uploaded, so I couldn't even just, I mean when it transferred, so I couldn't try and transfer it again basically. So yeah, therapy went well. It was what we were supposed to be working on, we didn't end up working on, we worked on something else, but I think it was something that I really needed to work on and really needed to get through, and I think it really did help, and it's really put things into perspective for me, and took away a lot of self-blame. I can understand like more the decisions, why they made and all that, and I mean, if anyone was in the position I was in, like, you know, in an abusive relationship, you know, I wouldn't, you know, ever blame them. But for some reason, when it's you who's gone through it, you're a lot harder on yourself. So I really needed to have that session where we went through things and, you know, managed to work out those niggly things in the back of my mind. And yeah, just made sense a lot of the behaviours I did while I was in the relationship, and, you know, why I didn't leave earlier, or, you know, things like that. So yeah, it was a really needed session, and the best thing was town was actually really clear. It wasn't that icy, and it was actually pretty quiet for like a few weeks before Christmas. And I don't know whether it was because of the time of day I was going in was mostly when people are working, or whether it's because people have thought it's going to be really icy and slippy. But no, it wasn't icy at all. Like, if you look at the clips earlier on that I've posted, and you can see the difference. Like, you can see where when I'm walking around the city centre, you can see all the floor perfectly. There's nothing on the floor. But then, like, you look at the last clip where I was trying to walk from the bus stop to my house, and I'm trying not to slip. You can see the amount of ice on the floor there. It was crazy, the difference. We are only having about 4 or 5 hours where the temperature's above freezing, so it's not really given much time to melt, and then when it's melting, it's not having enough time to like dry up before it's freezing again. So yeah, it's I think we're going to get warmer weather later on in the week, so fingers crossed. So my knitting project, I worked on my Advent project yesterday, because again it was the portable one. I have started the third colour. So excited. Yeah. So this is what I've got so far. You can't, doesn't really look like much because I've not even split for the sleeves yet, but it's the jumping. You can see where I had, even though I had 2 yellow days, day 1 and 2 were yellow, you can see where the different colours were, and then I did something over here. So when you're doing raglan increases on the jumper, you have like stitch markers in, and you increase at both stitch markers so that you're increasing everywhere and they're all spaced out. So I was trying to count them to, you know, in between the stitch markers, so I knew when I'd have to stop doing the increases. And what's it called? I'm trying to think of the word now. So I was trying to count it, and it's getting to the number where it is like it's getting into a big number and it's getting annoying to count, and I couldn't put stitch markers in like every like 10 stitches, because when you're increasing on the next side, it throws it off. So I've put 1 stitch marker in the middle, and then on the other side every 10 stitches I am putting in another one, and I know when I get to half of what that should be, it should be okay, and I can stop increasing and start splitting for the sleeves. And I have used like yarn cuts, end cuttings of the yarn to basically use the stitch markers, because I am using light bulb, like clip stitch mark, like safety pin stitch marker things for the increase, and I don't want to get confused because there's the beginning of my round marker. It is very different because it's got a charm on it, and sometimes I'll still get about 5, I'll still increase on that stitch marker and I shouldn't. I have to go back and sort it out. So yeah, it's just so much increase in there. So yeah, I am on to day 3 and I am made up. So put that back in my little bag. I had that much yarn left from the first one, from day 2. The day 1, it was only about that long. But yeah, this one, I was not going to be able to get another row round. So yeah, and what I'm going to do is make a magic ball and put it into like a scrap project, the ones that I have, the ones when I've got a decent bit of an edge on. So yeah, I did go to Waterstones as well, and they did have the book I wanted in stock. It was the last one they had in stock, and it is Where Am I Now by Mara Wilson. I don't really read biographies. If I do read biographies, it's normally people who've been through, like an ordinary person who's been through something really like unique, I'd want to say. Like the last biography I read was Kerry Needham, whose son went missing decades ago, and how she keeps searching for him and things like that. So that's what I mean. I don't really read like celebrity ones, but Mara Wilson was like, I loved her in the films when I was a kid. She was in a lot of films when I was a kid. Miracle on 34th Street, Matilda, Mrs. Doubtfire. There was one with a fairy, a guy who was a fairy. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, she's in quite a lot of films growing up, and I just remember suddenly she stopped being in films, and finding out as an adult that, you know, she's grown up to be a well-adjusted adult and she's not gotten down the path that a lot of child stars do. Like, you know, made me heart happy. I don't want to see people who I loved watching as a kid go through them struggles. So I thought I'd get the biography and read a bit more about her and who she is. So yeah, I managed to pick it up, and it was the last one they had in shop. So I'm going to go. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, staying safe, and I will speak to you tomorrow for day 14. Bye.